more important than selecting courses is getting the admission. Use this now. And that is where selection procedure comes in. So you need to pay attention to the selection procedure of the courses and the school you are selecting, because that is what will ultimately determine if you are going to be selected for admission or not. So, what is the selection procedure? Now you are concentrating on selecting your courses. See this now? You see? But more important than selecting courses is getting the admission. Use this now. And that is where selection procedure comes in. So you need to pay attention to the selection procedure of the courses and the school you are selecting, because that is what will ultimately determine if you are going to be selected for admission or not. So, what is the selection procedure? Okay, so simply put, selection procedure is simply the criterias or features that the admission body will consider when selecting people to be considered for admission. Is this now? So there are certain things that they are looking for to make those selection. And the thing is that it is different for each school. So the selection procedure for Gothenburg, Uppsala, Lund is not the same. So each school have their own selection procedure. So this video is just to actually talk about two or three uh, process in which candidates are selected. So I hope it helps. Follow me. So I'm on the Stockholm University page now, and this program is master's program in globalization, environment, and social change. So let us see the selection for this program. Then I will use that to to speak to you. Now you can see for this program they said that selection is based on grades of academic courses and the quality slash subject of the bachelor's thesis. So this is unique to this school and to this particular course. Do you understand that now? But let me explain what this means to you. So if you are selecting a course like this, they are already telling you that for you to be selected, what they are looking out for is the grades. So it means that if you don't have a good grade, they are looking out for the grades you had in your bachelor's, especially in those courses that are related to this program. So if you don't have good grades, so you might not be a good candidate for this type of program, because they are telling you clearly that the selection is on grades. And then if you do not do a thesis in your bachelor's program, you are still not a good candidate for this type of program. Or probably if you don't have if you can't find your thesis anymore, because they're going to ask for it. Do you see this now? So it means you're not a good candidate for this type of program. So this is one of the selection process. So let's move on to the next type of selection procedure. Okay. So the next one, I'm on Linköping University, and this course is Science for Sustainable Development master's program, Science for Sustainable Development. So let us see the selection procedure for this course now. Now you can see they said selection will be based on academic merit. You see, academic merit. It means that if you don't have a good GPA, if your GPA is not strong, you might not be a good candidate for this type of course that is saying that their selection is based on academic merit. So you might want to look for other courses that are going to be using a different selection criteria that might favor you. Do you understand that now? Okay. So if you don't have a good GPA, or maybe your grades on those courses that are related to this program on your transcript, your grades are not so good, you might not be a good candidate for this type of program. You see this now? Okay. So now that I've spoken about these two types, let me give you the reason why or a way to avoid it. Something I feel they are depriving you of. You see, let me tell you something I find important. So These two type of selection I spoke on earlier, since they are not asking for a motivation letter or a CV or an SOP, it simply means that they are not giving you, they don't want to give you the chance to express yourself beyond what is on your transcript. Did you get that? So, courses or schools that require motivation letter, SOP, CV, the reason is because beyond what is on your transcript, you can tell them more about yourself, about the things you've done in terms of work experience on your CV, that they can also consider when selecting you to select you. For the SOP or motivation letter, you can speak about things that are not visible on your transcript that you've done or that you have in mind, or your achievements. You can speak about it on your SOP and motivation letter. So that's one thing about schools that only require merit and grades for selection. So let's move on to the next one. For this third selection type, I'm on Humia University, and this course is Master's Program in Environmental Science and Sustainability. Okay, so let us see. First, this one, they are saying that their selection is going to be based on academic credit completed by the last application date. Academic credits so they are watching out for the academic credits. Which academic credits are they talking about? So if you look at the eligibility criteria, they are mentioning some ECTs there that they expect to see on your transcript. So it means that if you are selecting these courses, you watch out for your transcript and see if you have this mentioned number of ECT that they mentioned, because that is what they are looking out for in selecting people for the program. So let us read together. You can see they said a bachelor's degree or equivalent first cycle qualification comprising of at least 180 ECT, corresponding qualification from an internationally recognized university. They now said, you can see they said specific entry requirements are at least 90 ECT, which include a thesis of at least 15 ECT in environmental science, environmental health, earth sciences, physical geography, biology, or sustainability what science. Do you see this now? So they are looking out for all of this in your transcript. So if your transcript does not possess all of this, it means that you are already falling short in the selection criteria. So you want to pay attention to your transcript if this is the selection or choosing courses or school will be using. So you want to pay attention to this. So I think I'll do one more before I conclude this video. For this one, I'm on Linus University. So let us see what Linus is talking about. This program is Environmental Science Master's Program. So let us see their selection. They said their selection is based on individual assessment. Individual assessment. Their selection is based on individual assessment. So that tells you that they are looking out for individual characteristics. But then, if you look at the entry requirement, they mention some things there which you want to pay attention to. Um, Basic eligibility for second cycle studies and special eligibility. So they now said 90 credits in biology, geology, chemistry, engineering, or environmental sciences, including an independent project of 15 credits. Do you see this now? So they want to see your project. And then they are saying 90 credit has to be within the field of biology, geology, chemistry. So that is what they mean by individual assessment. So they are looking at your transcript individually to see if they can find this credit they've mentioned and if your transcript contain a thesis of that is worth at least 15 ECT. Do you understand now? So these are some of the few. So finally, as a bonus, is if a school is now requesting for a motivation letter and a CV, it simply means that such a school or such a course is more flexible because beyond whatever they are seeing on your transcript, your SOP, your motivation letter, and your CV can also speak for you. So they will be able to see the other dimensions of you, the things that you have gone ahead to add to yourself or that you've done while you were studying or after your study. So when courses request for CV and motivation letter, they are more flexible in terms of selection. Do you understand that now? So this is what we mean by selection procedure. So beyond just choosing courses, you want to pay attention to selection procedure so that you can get a slot from your selection. So I'll see you in the next one.